Welcome to 25 Days of Animal Facts. Today we're going to be talking about ring-tailed cats. Okay, technically speaking, these guys are actually just called ringtails. I personally call them the ring-tailed cat, so you're going to hear me say that in this video. They're also known as a civet cat, a miner's cat, a cat squirrel, the basilisk, band-tailed cat, babasuri, and more. I'm sure it comes as no surprise that they are named for their amazing striped long tails. They are closely related to raccoons, so they do have that similarity with raccoons where they have that banded tail. One thing that's funny that I can't really show with this tail because it's not a complete tail is the rings actually aren't full rings. The underside of the tail is usually like a light whitish or grayish color while the top has the banding. They usually have like 14 to 16 of these stripes on their tails, and this does serve a purpose. Not only is the tail as long as the rest of their entire body, helping them a lot with climbing up trees, but the striped pattern on their tail actually acts as a distraction for predators. So if something's going after them, it actually acts as a target because it's much better to have an animal grab your tail as opposed to like grabbing your torso or grabbing one of your legs or grabbing your head. You're much more likely to survive with some of your tail missing than anything else I just mentioned. Ringtail cats are solitary animals, usually only coming together for mating. And as I mentioned, they're not just great climbers because of those really long tails. They also have very flexible wrist joints that can rotate 180 degrees, letting them go down a tree head first or down rocks as well. They also have semi-retractable claws for extra gripping strength. But wait, there's more. They can also perform cartwheels to kind of rapidly change direction and use a climbing move called stemming. Here, I'll show you an example of that. Okay, so if you know this scene, basically what they're doing is stemming, only they're doing it with two people. For a ring-tailed cat, imagine them doing that with just their back or even a paw on each side of that cliff face. Now, while these guys do fall prey to a lot of animals, they actually rely on their musk as a way to get away, so unfortunately it doesn't work for their main predators, the red-tailed hawk and the great horned owl, but it does help with more of the mammalian ones that have a sense of smell. The ring-tailed cat itself is an omnivore, so it both eats plant and animal matter. They mostly subsist on small mammals or insects, but they'd also eat things like juniper berries or blackberries. They actually earned their name as the miner's cat because back when mining was a big thing during the gold rush era, they were very useful around mining encampments because they would go after the pests that the miners would attract, and they made cute little friends. If you ever do get a glimpse of this wild animal, you count yourself lucky. It's very hard to see a ringtail out in the wild because they are very nocturnal, very small, very quick, and very elusive. So I hope that you're able to learn something new about this very interesting little guy. I highly encourage you to look up more.